it's me. How are you all today? It's quite hot here, so I don't know where you're all joining me from, but if you'd like to let me know. So I'm just putting my lights on. I've been waiting until we go live because it's hot. I know by comparison to a lot of the world, what the UK is going through at the moment isn't hot, but we don't normally get temperatures much over 25, 26 degrees. So having temperatures nearer 30 plus is not something we're used to. So we don't have the infrastructure for it. So we don't tend to do, sensible things like air conditioning. Apart from the fact air conditioning is ruining the planet because of all the fossil fuels we're having to use in order to power it. So yes, it's hot. Drink. And what is amusing me is that my laptop, because it's a Windows laptop, gives me an update on what the weather's supposed to be doing, except it's telling me that it's raining. Every other weather forecast, not raining. So yes, sorry, I'm just checking. Yes, I am live. Yay! Good. Okay, so let me know when you join. There you all are. Jan's here, Lorna's here, Pam's here. Yes, very humid and overcast. Rose from Australia. I think we've got really unseasonable weather in Australia at the moment. Shaz. My video with the heat gun made you laugh. Yes. Choose a really hot day to show heat embossing. And Steffi is here. Yay! So a couple of overseas, well, actually one overseas. Hello, Helen. Couple of overseas now. Helen from Michigan. So yes, the UK wouldn't be the UK if we didn't talk about the weather. So, we kind of have to talk about the weather. And it's been overcast here all morning so far. It's beginning to look a little sunny, which will actually take the humidity away a bit. It's been really oppressive. I had our team meeting last night, which we do via Zoom because we are spread to the four winds, and some of the ladies that are here were on that last night. And I've said it then, and probably will continue to say it. If I was going to choose when to have my head shaved for charity, this is when I would choose it. So I'm a lot cooler than I think I would have been otherwise. Although it is beginning to grow back. It's what I would call long Velcro now. And if I rub my hand over it, it sounds like Velcro. Gosh, Chester's had 2 minutes of rain this morning. Whoa! Mary's joining from the Netherlands. So yes, it's just, we are a small island. So for us to get exceptionally warm weather is rare, although it's becoming less rare in that we have a grading system in the UK as to whether it's a heat wave or not. And that's the temperature. You have to hit a certain temperature in order for it to be declared a heat wave, and there has to be the suggestion that that's going to be sustained for more than an hour. I think it has to be sustained for more than 3 days. Anyway, that temperature in a number of the southeast areas has been increased. Cold, wet and miserable in Victoria, a tropical 9 degrees. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. Yes, that's more the sort of weather that we would get in the summer in the UK. But hey, there we go. There may be some rain other than 2 minutes in Chester, or Cheshire, I should say. There was a moment where we were going to get some rain next Wednesday. Not now. Leslie's joining us from a cold Sydney. Yeah, we are experiencing hot weather. We haven't even got to the worst of it yet. This weekend they are suggesting, now given that I'm not near London, and London will be hotter, central London, so for our village in the middle of Oxfordshire, 32, 34 degrees. My brother and sister-in-law, who live a little bit further south, but not much, they're looking at 35 degrees on Monday. But let's see if I can. Let's look for central London and see what that's threatened, because it's going to be horrible. London Greater. Oh, actually it's not as bad as I thought. It is 35 degrees, but that's still saying possibly rain on Wednesday. I'll believe it when I see it. Karen saying good sunshine. As a farmer, the weather is never right. You need rain showers. Yes, you would. Although I think certainly around here a lot of people have cut their hay and they're collecting that in, so that obviously works. You'll take 35 degrees over 9 any day, will you, Karen? Yeah, but we don't have the infrastructure for 35 degrees. Hot and humid in North Hampshire today. You gear for cold weather, you gear for hot weather. Absolutely, Leslie. 31.5 degrees down with showers yesterday. Yeah, my studio at one point yesterday was nearly 32 degrees. Which was lovely. Anyway, enough blether. I must just make sure everybody knows that I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based in the UK, working over France, Germany, Austria, the Netherlands and the UK. And soon, please, very soon, sometime before the end of the year, we are told, Belgium and Ireland. Yay! So that'll be nice. So if you're in Belgium or Ireland, then do reach out to me if you want information and I will keep you in the loop. Yeah, we don't have air conditioning. We do have air conditioning in our bedroom, which is the coolest room in the house without the air conditioning anyway, so we rarely have it on. But we always promised ourselves when we moved we would put air conditioning in the bedroom. So we have, and we use it hardly ever. Hello, Inika. Yes, I guessed you were using your hubby's laptop. Joining from the Netherlands, but actually in France, 34 degrees centigrade. I love that, Liz and the Lizettes. Right, I am going to flip the camera down. I'm just pleased that we've got my head today, because last Thursday I tested everything and then my head decided not to work. I mean, my head worked, but not my face cam. So, these are the card kits that I'm sending. Hair looks good on you. Thank you, Inika. Yes, it's definitely cool. It's going to go through a really nasty stage quite soon, I think. Anyway, so these are the card kits, or the cards that you can make with the card kits, that I'm sending out to everyone who used my host code last month. So this is the first one, which uses the Gnomes paper. Let me dig out my current mini. I wish they wouldn't put Christmas on the front, because it's not just Christmas. 42. Do you get the feeling that I'm a bit annoyed that they insist on putting Christmas on the front? So page 42 is the Gnomes, the storybook Gnomes suite, which has stamp set, dies. There are more dies than there are stamps. There's ribbon, there are jewels, which are, I just realised, the same design, as in the same cut, as the elegant faceted gems. I suddenly looked at them a couple of days ago and thought, I recognise this cut, and the fact that it's got that little bit of glitter. So they're like the white, the opaque white in the elegant faceted gems, which is probably why I like them. They're in Calypso Coral, Pale Papaya, Pacific Point and Pool Party. There's also the puffy paint, which says it's a returning favourite. Well, there's a story about that. Oh, your bundle arrived today, Leslie. Yay. So in Europe, we never got the puff paint when it was out a couple of years ago because of issues with customs in Germany. So it couldn't get into our warehouse. So it never arrived in Europe. So for us, it's not a returning favourite. For us, it's a new product. But there is that. And the designer series paper. And it's the designer series paper that I am concentrating on today, because the whole thing with my card kits is that obviously I can't send stamped images, but I can send patterned paper. So this is the card, one of the cards. I've got the cloud embossing folder in the background. This is not a 3D embossing folder, it's just an embossing folder. So this is Balmy Blue. You've just got the puff paint, but you haven't used it yet. Oh, it's lovely, but it's very liquid. And just be aware that it's, let me find a scrap of a reasonably dark colour. Famous last words. There's all sorts of scraps on my desk. Just nothing in a dark colour. Oh, that'll do. Black, that was in the bin. Right, let me just... Oh, I thought I had it out, but I haven't. Okay, well I will, obviously, but it is very runny, so do be very careful. You have to shake it first, and then it is incredibly runny. Did I put it in my drawer? No, it must still be in the box. I've still got 4 catalogues worth of stuff in my studio, which I need to tidy up. Obviously, 34 degrees centigrade is not when you tidy up your studio, because it's a little warm. Right, so this is the card, and I've got the gems, the toadstool house, and a gnome. So what people are getting is the white base, obviously. I need to just burnish that properly. Envelopes for each of the cards, because they get 2 card packs, and the embossed piece, some gems, and they're all different gems and they're all different toadstools, and these are the toadstools that I'm going to use, or toadstool and gnome I'm going to use today. So for those of you who like fussy cutting, you're in luck, and if you don't, oh no, Inika, you're still a customer, so you will get the card kit. You'll get everything. While you're a customer, you get everything that anyone else gets, including, for last month, the pack of retired stuff. I'm hoping to get the thank you packs out this week, although tomorrow hubby and I are going on our train journey. Yay! It's a little cooler tomorrow, and we're going down to Plymouth. On part of the way it's a steam train, and we're doing Pullman, which means it's fine dining and the lap of luxury, but that does mean we have to dress smart. They say smart casual is the lowest level of where you should expect your dress to be, as in, you know, the dress code. So it's smart casual and work up from there. So I've been trying on lots of floaty dresses to see which one is going to be the coolest in the weather that we are. And I don't think there's going to be air conditioning on the train. My sister-in-law and niece, it's my niece's birthday on Sunday, and partly for her work, because she's a fashion social influencer, like that was a thing. Oh yes, Inika, you'll get it. It may take a while to get to you, but you will get it, because the post is interesting between here and Europe, but you will be getting it. So yes, she's a social influencer, and she does quite a lot of shoots. I say quite a lot. At least once a year, she does a shoot in Paris, and today is one of those days. They were on the Eurostar this morning, and my sister-in-law sent me a WhatsApp message saying she's cold because of the air conditioning. Yes, some of the dyes do cut the DSP, Leslie. However, because these are for my customers, I don't do die cutting for them. I'll put things through the embossing folder, but I don't die cut for the customer card kits. It has to be something that is, I mean, if I design something that requires a die, as in it must be die cut in order for it to work, then I will do the die cutting. It's not going to happen though, because I won't design it that way. But for things like this that can be fussy cut, I leave them to fussy cut. I will be coming right past you, Shaz, indeed. The steam train goes through your farm on the River Dart. Whoa! Yes, Leslie. I mean, these are free card packs, so it's part of the thank you for using the host code. So there's two reasons for people to use the host code. A, however large or small their order. So if the order's over £150 and they don't use the host code, £150 being the point at which we get host rewards. So if they don't use the host code, they will get the card kit anyway as a thank you for placing a larger order. But even if they place an order for one ink pad and use the host code, they will get the card kit. So there's that. And if they place a qualifying order, and that varies from month to month, they also get whatever the free gift is for that month, which is what I spend the host rewards, predominantly spend the host rewards on, is for the product for the host, for the card kits. Because obviously there's card, there's embellishments, there's ribbon paper, might be ribbon, there is ribbon in the other card kit. So it's really just a little extra just to say thank you. And they get a little card in with their thank you pack to say, in fact, where is one of the cards? Is this one of the cards? Yes. So thank you for your order. Thank you so much for ordering with me last month. I'm always thrilled when I see people have chosen me as their demonstrator. If there is ever anything I can do to help, please let me know. My contact details are over the page. If you use the host code for a qualifying order, you will find the shopping special product gift that I've chosen for this month. That's not grammatically correct, but hey. Everyone who used the host code or ordered over £150 receives the monthly card kit packs. You'll find the tutorial of how to put these together on my YouTube channel. Hope you enjoy putting them together. And then if you use the host code for an order over £30, you get a reward for every £30. Once you've got 10, you can swap them for product. Blah, blah, blah. And those are my contact details. So, yeah. So that's what I send out each month, is whatever the product gift is. And for June, it was £50 or more of retired product for each order that was placed. So that was for every order. So it's not you get £50 if you place a £50 order and £100 worth for a £100 order. It was if you place an order, you get £50 of retired items, but you could place 2 orders and get 2 lots of retired items, if that makes sense. And this month, I think it is the jewels that I'm going to be using in a moment. So that's my fussy cutting done. They're not difficult shapes to fussy cut. I mean, those are slightly more complicated than those, but they're very easy to fussy cut. So this is embossed. So it's going to need quite a bit of help to stick down. So I like to use liquid adhesive on the back of embossed items because there is a vague hope that you're going to have it hitting the part that is proud, and it won't squish the part that is proud, where if you use Seal Plus, which would be my other thought for this, it might squish the embossing. You never hear from your upline demonstrator, not since I became a hobbyist demo myself. This isn't for my team, Leslie, this is for my customers. But my team, we have a monthly meeting, and at the end of this month we've also got a retreat which we're doing via Zoom and Facebook. No, Zoom and YouTube. So I record the videos for... Oh, well, thank you, Steffi. Unfortunately, Leslie is in Australia. But otherwise, I would definitely... At least I think I'm sure Leslie's in Australia. Yes, Leslie's in Australia. So, yeah. But yes, we have a monthly get-together. It was last night. I think we were all so hot that it wasn't a very long meeting. And we have make and takes and prize draws and all sorts of exciting stuff. So that's stuck down with multi-purpose liquid glue, and that way you get a nice firm adhesion with nothing curling up. And then while I've got it out, I'm going to use it on the paper as well. Don't need so much on the paper. So this isn't what I would call Christmas. This is, seasonal. this is winter, so is very good for those of you in the South Pacific at the moment. So there's my toadstool. So yes, we have prize draws, we have retreat at the end of the month, all sorts of stuff. I don't hit anything which I think is wrong. Oh, thank you, Leslie. I want you to, but it's not allowed. So I'm using more dimensionals than I would if this was cards, because it's not. Yeah, there are quite a few people who don't hear from their upline, which I think is unfortunate. I mean, I always refer to it as our team, not my team, because it is our team. So I'm placing this so that there are no gaps here, because having a gap there, so if I popped that there, we've got trapped space. Can you, where are we there? So that I don't like. That for me is trapped space. So, so I have it so that I have no trapped space. So I just overlap just a tiny bit. So we now don't have trapped space. This isn't trapped because it's open here, but that was trapped space. Don't like trapped space, not good. So what am I looking for? My take your pick. So these are Pool Party. I used the Calypso Coral on the previous one, and I'm sending everyone 4. Now I like odd numbers, so I'll only use 3, but it gives people the option of using 1 large, 2 small, 2 large, 1 small, or if they don't have a problem with even numbers, they can use 4. And I'm going to put them very much in the same spaces that I did before. So I like a triangle. Now there is no sentiment on this particular design. That needs to move to there. But obviously people can add a sentiment if they want. Oh, thank you, Shaz. I'm glad you think I'm amazing. There are moments when I wouldn't necessarily agree with you, but you know, I try. I just enjoy what I'm doing. And I love having people around me. I mean, we had it was a short meeting. Normally our meetings are longer, our monthly meetings, but I think we had fun. So yeah. And it is very much our meeting. So that is that card. So now obviously there are different gnomes, but I happen to pick those 2. So that's that one. Now this card, I think I may have done before online. Sorry. But I'm doing it again. So it's this one, or I've done something similar. Oh, thank you, Helen. Yes, Inika hopes to become a sunflower by the end of August. Oh, thank you, Shaz. Yeah, they yes, uplines do benefit from people being a hobby demo. But yeah, so in this kit, it would be useful if I brought in the card base. In this kit, this is from the Rings of Love, is that what it's called, in the Celebration catalogue. So it's the same paper, just different sides. So it's that bird paper that I love, which I think is why I've done it before. So this is 3 inches by 3 3/4 inches. This is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, which is the same as the Balmy Blue for the previous one. It's my usual go-to first size mat. And there's also a piece of metallic ribbon in Parakeet Party, because that's what the green is, and a scrap of paper card. I'm sure there is a way you can change Lorna, you're right. There is a way that people can change. You can drop or resign and wait 90 days and then sign up under somebody that you think would be better for you. I mean, it's not to be encouraged, but it's if you really are having problems, you can do that. Oh, absolutely, Inika. The variety of skin colour. That, and also on the Santa's Express, there's a variety of skin colour. Oh, Steffi. Yes, not that we're biased. Jan says Liz is awesome and we're a very friendly team. Oh, we are very friendly. Inika, obviously quite a few team leaders do not appreciate the hobby demo downlines. I love my hobby demo downlines. Most of my downline are hobby. Oh, that's sweet, Leslie. Thank you. I'm glad you feel about your... I'm much better, thank you. Oh, yes, how are you? Yes, Shaz, you were awful. I mean, no, that's wrong. You weren't awful. You were having dreadful problems. You were having dreadful problems, but I hope you're better. So are you better, or are you getting there better? Right, so this is 3 3/4. The idea is we cut this at 1 3/4. No, 1 1/4. So I'm going to go this side. Am I under the bit that I need to be under? Yes, I think I am. Right, so we're going to cut this into 3 at 1 1/4. Oh, Pam, we are the best. Absolutely. I like my team, our team. They keep me in check, apart from anything else. I often forget things. I now, on my newsletters to the team, I always have to put, I'm only human. Sorry, Shaz, yes, I'm glad you're better, but yeah, sorry I said you were awful, because, yeah, you weren't awful. Right, so those are our 3 pieces. You need to keep them in order. I'm going to get really sad in a minute because I will be counting squares so that I get the first one in the middle. Now, this one is going to have the ribbon tied around it, and I've got out my new tweezers because they are awesome for when you're tying fiddly knots / bows. This is a knot. So you do your first bit and then you need 5 hands in order to keep that tight enough to do the second. But you can use your tweezers. And that holds it for you, so that becomes the other hand that you need. And then you can just tie that in the other half knot that you need in order to make a knot. Pull it tight. Release your tweezers and you have a nice tight knot. Sunflowers forever. Fingers crossed on your surgery, Leslie. I hope it does go ahead this time. How many sunflowers are there on the team? Direct currently, so level 1, 22. And currently there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in my next layers down. Maybe 6. Hello, Selena. Welcome from Canada. Sorry, Leslie. I'm not going to say that in out loud, but I hear where you're coming from. Oh, someone's just delivering a parcel, which my husband fortunately is taking. So, yes, it's boxes for my retreat, my team retreat, our team retreat. Right, so I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of the paper. So, yes, it's my new 12 by 12 boxes. Yay! Because I'm almost out. My husband has arrived back from a meeting just the right time. So those are going on here. Now this is where I'm going to get sad and count squares. Thank you, darling. So there are. I'm only going to count whole squares, but I've lined up my paper so that there's more or less the same gap either side because it's a funny measurement. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 11 is the middle. So we've got 11 is the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That, where my tweezers are pointed, is the middle of the cards, of the paper rather. This is the middle piece. That'll be a tractor driving through the village, because they're all doing their hay. Oh, Winnica, that's not good. Scar tissue can be a problem. I have more than my fair share of scar tissue, and some of it is still a problem, unfortunately, even after, well, the one that's the main problem is 6 years ago. Right, so this is the middle. So I'm just going to do this by eye. And I don't mind if I'm slightly up from the bottom, as in it's not middle top to bottom. So that's that. Then I can add my other pieces. I will be cutting the ends of the ribbon down, and these I'm just placing. That's not a specific distance. It's roughly 1/4 of an inch, but it's a non-specific measurement. Don't know about anybody else, but I'm hot. There is a little bit of a breeze today, but not nearly as much as there was yesterday. And I've got all my windows and all my doors open. So this, I'm going to line up. That looks about the same. No, it's a bit too far away. Yeah. Now, when that touched too soon, did you see that I twisted, not pull? Always better to twist, not pull. Thank you, Steffi. Oh, that sounds good, Lorna. Proper massage. Now, this is not caught, so I can move it if I need to. And the sentiment that I'm using is from the Sending Smiles, but obviously people can use whatever narrow sentiment they want. And I do like a card to say hello. Sunshine to brighten your day might work if it's not too long. Might be too long, but let's have a go. Let's see. Oh no, that would work. Yeah, that'll work. So I'll use the longer one this time. And use a longer block. So as ever, with photopolymer, pop it on your paper first. Sorry, I had a smit on it. Pop it down to relax it before you pick it up. That way, if you do put it down slightly bent, it's got a chance to unbend. What's the English name for them? I think they're meant to be blue tits. They could be great tits. One or the other. And I'm going to go with Parakeet Party again, because that's what the ribbon is. This is where I'm going to try and stamp this straight. Even though it's photopolymer, it could end up crooked. Now I'm trying to ignore everything except the edge of the stamp. Yeah, I think they are blue tits, Steffi. So you'll see I'm holding the stamp in place for a while so that the ink can transfer across. You get a much better, more solid stamp that way. Shaz had hers 8 years ago. 8 fractures caused by cauda equina. tweener. Oh, I don't know what that is. And Pam agrees that they're blue tits as well. Now I'm going to use bigger scissors because when you're cutting a longer strip, I do find it easier to cut almost the whole thing in one go. And then you can use the edge that you've cut to push against your blade so that you keep going in a straight line, which would be even better if the end was straight, which it is now. So this I'll pop on here, and I might even have it going all the way off the edge of the card. No, I'm going to have it like that. So I'm going to put a little something at the end, but other than that I'm just going to use glue. So a mini dot, a mini dimensional at the very end, and then, so that's going to go there. So I'm going to have it coming slightly over the edge here, or no, I'm going to have it coming slightly over the edge both ends. So now you don't have to put this in place to put the adhesive on, but for me it's so much safer to make sure that I actually get it in the right place. Otherwise you can guarantee that I'll put it everywhere where it doesn't need to be. Come on, glue. This is a relatively... Ooh! Yeah, it's come with a whoosh. Knew that was going to happen, didn't I? Right. Predictive text, yes. You gotta love it. Unfortunately, it can cause permanent paralysis. Whoa! Numb bum, says Jan. Okay. My back problems are genetic. Discs are disintegrating, so I'm having artificial bone and screws. Ooh, third operation in another 3 months, all being well. Yeah, I know where you're coming from with wanting to go for walks again. I've not had anything as nearly as bad as you're suffering with, but on occasions I have managed to do things that mean I can't go for walks. Tearing Achilles tendons, things like that, and it's just so boring, and you feel as if you're doing absolutely nothing. I was really good. I managed to be immobile so well with the first time I tore an Achilles tendon that I ended up with a DVT. They told me I wasn't resting my leg enough and that therefore I needed to rest my leg more, so I did. Too much. Right, so adhesive on the back, and then the final thing will be to cut down the ribbon. Just going to turn it and press from the back, having made sure everything's reasonably in place. Get rid of that and just snip the ends of my ribbon. They're not even, but that's all right with me. So there we go. So this is the one with the card to say hello and then sunshine to brighten your day. So there we go. And then we've got our gnomes. I'm hoping, pop that there, I'm hoping, woo, wheelie whatnot. Can you see those? Yes, you can. So there you go. Hard to believe I used to play tennis 4 times. Oh, it's dreadful. Oh no, that's not fair, Leslie. Yes, I hope you get a nice nurse too. Thank you, Pam. The joy with this is you can make it any number of ways, like that one or that one, for example. They've become a bit of a, and you can use any size bit for your middle, so I don't think that has to be 3 by 3 3/4. It can be pretty much any size. Oh, Inika. Well, if Lorna is anything to go by, the massages should help. Right. So, those are this month's cards. Now, on Thursday, 3 p.m. in the afternoon UK time, it's currently 11:45 UK time, I'll be looking at one of the new kits. So, hello, Deborah. You've caught me just at the end. Thank you, Leslie. So, let me flip the camera back up so I can see you properly. There we go. And there. So, thank you very much for joining me today. Do remember, if you've enjoyed it, thumbs up's always appreciated. And if you don't already subscribe, you can do that by clicking the subscribe button at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. If you're watching on catch up, by all means leave comments and questions. I should have said this at the beginning. Always useful to know exactly what your question is, as opposed to leaving a comment, oh, why are you doing that, ? When I don't know what that is. Because on the replay, obviously I don't know when the comments are left. Thank you, Lorna. Yeah, it's a real go-to. And it does mean that you can use up little bits. I'm sorry you missed the live as well, Deborah. So, now I know the alert bell doesn't work for everybody, but if you do want to know when I go live, I must adjust my face camera because it's catching me there. If you do want to know when I go live, if you hit the alert bell, theoretically you should be notified. I will, and I'll do it after this live, I'm going to schedule my lives for the rest of the month to see if that helps at all. Someone I follow quite avidly does that, and she actually found that if she schedules, she gets about that many people who come through the scheduling. So it may or may not help. Well, Inika, you're going to have a longer wait than most because you're not back until the next month. So thank you very much indeed. As I say, I'm a UK-based Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you need any of the products, please do go over to my website, which is linked below. Oh, bless you, Inika. More thumbs up, please. Thank you. I never get an alert bell, but I know when you do your... Yeah, I mean, I do them at the same... My usual lives are always at the same time. Sometimes I do randoms, but not always. So, thank you very much indeed. I hope to see some of you on Thursday. I know for those in the South Pacific, it's very late. For those of you in the US, it's a little earlier. Deborah's back in the US, so I'll have a more decent time than Nepal. Absolutely. Hello, Barbara. Didn't know you were there. Yes, so this one is using the DSP from the SA. In fact, these ones are also using the DSP from the Celebration pack. Love that pack. Anyway, I must love you and leave you, and everyone have a very good day. Hope everyone continues to be reasonably well, and those of you who are, I hope you improve, and I will see some, if not all of you, later in the week. So until then, bye bye.